Hello guys, today we're going to discuss addition and subtraction of fractions. Our objectives: 1. Adding and subtracting fractions, and 2. Showing interest in doing the assigned task for better result. Okay? Add the numerator. So we have here the form of addition of like fractions or similar fractions. No? Nasa formang ganito. So A over D plus B over D. Now, all you have to do is add both numerator or numerators rather and copy the common denominator. So when we say common denominator, they have the same denominators. Okay? So we have here. And D is what we call the common denominator. How about in subtraction, we have here the same. Magkaiba lang po sila ng operation. So A over D minus B over D is equal to A minus B all over D. So we have here same denominators and the D common denominator. Okay? The two circles are both divided into 7 equal parts. Now we should be able to overlap. The new circle after addition has 5 shaded region, which are the accumulation of both red and blue pieces. Take a look. We have here the circle. Again, the circle divided into 7 equal parts. There are 3 red parts. So we have here or slices of the circle or pie. So we will consider it as a pie. So there are 3 red. To represent as a whole, we have 3 over 7. Okay? So we all know that a fraction is a part of a whole. So this 3 over 7 is also a part of the whole circle or pie. No? Plus, so we have here another circle which is divided into 4 equal parts. There are 2 slices or 2 regions. No? That is blue. So 2 over 7 is equal to, yan. So we're going to add the red from the first pie plus 2 from that second pie or circle. So 3 plus 2 is 5. Then copy the common denominator. That is 7. Okay? So bilangin niyo po yung red, 3. Tapos yung blue, that is 2. So there are 5. Then 5 over 7. In subtraction, we have here subtracting fractions 3/4 minus 1/4 is equal to 2/4, or that is 1/2. If we are going to get its lowest term. Now, the shaded region or parts of the circle or pie, we have 2 green and 1 pink. Okay, so 3/4 po yan. Minus the other circle divided into 4 also, no? Isa lang po yung pink. And that is 1/4. Is equal to, yan. Then, 3 minus 1. So, from 3, from the first pie, no? We will eliminate or omit the pink region or slice. No? Yung mga slices na yan, tatanggalin natin. So, 3 minus 1 is 2. So, naiwan na lang po yung dalawang green. So, we have here 2. It represents 2/4 or 1/2. Clear? So, 1/2 po yan ha. Yan. Adding and subtracting like fractions, we have here number 1, 2/3 plus 2/3. Now, what did you notice? Pareho po ang denominator, correct? Pareho din
Opo.
pareho rin ang numerators. Okay? So, you simply add the numerators, both numerators, that is 4, and copy the common denominator. That is 4/3 or 1 and 1/3. Why? Because there is one piece or there is 1 3 from that 4 itself. The remainder is 1. Kaya yung whole na came from that 4, ito po yung 1. This is 1. No? So again, how many 3 do we have from 4? That is 1 with remainder 1. Okay, so the remainder rather will be coming what? The numerator of the fractional part of this mix. No? So 1. Then of course you copy the denominator. 1 and 1/3 ay pareho po sa 4/3. Next, example naman po sa subtraction, we have 3/5 minus 2/5 is equal to, pareho po yung ating denominator. Still, this is under subtracting like fraction. Okay? Or subtraction of fraction. So 3 minus 2 is 1. Then copy the common denominator, which is 5. Therefore, since 1/5 is already prime, therefore that is in lowest term already. Okay? Final answer na po yan. Then there are 3 steps na finalo natin or yun yung sinunod natin. 3 steps on how to add or subtract like or similar fractions. No? Number 1, make sure the bottom numbers, the denominator we are referring, are the same. So, we'll make it shorter, no? So, gawin natin mas maiksi. Make sure the denominators are the same. Okay? Number 2, add or subtract the top numbers. We are referring about the numerators. Put that answer over the denominator. So, ang gagawin natin, no? Add or subtract the top numbers. No? So, pa-extend natin, add or subtract the numerators. That's enough. Number 3, simplify the fraction if needed. So, simplify if needed. That's enough para matandaan nyo po. Okay? So, there are 3 steps only. Make sure the denominators are the same. Add or subtract the numerators. 3, simplify if needed. So, again, 2 plus 2 is 4. So, copy the common denominator. Kaya 4/3 na po ang sagot niyo. This is improper po. Improper. So, to make it mix, no, you simply get its equivalent, no, under ng mix, and that is 1 and 1/3. Then, 3 minus 2, sa baba naman po sa subtraction, 3 minus 2 is 1. Then, copy the common denominator, that is 1/5. Naintindihan? Then, we have here, example number 2, 3/5 plus 2/5 equals, ano po ka-equal nito? This is 5. Ayan. So, napaka-suspend naman nito. Yan. So, that is 5 over 5. And we all know that any number divided by itself is equal to 1. So, 10 divided by 10 is 1. 5 divided by 5 is 1. So, therefore, the final answer is a whole number, which is 1. Number 2, we have here 2/3 minus 1/3 is equal to 2 minus 1 is 1, and copy the common denominator, which is 3. So therefore, since 1 is already a prime, and likewise this 3 is also a prime, therefore the final answer is 1/3. Any question? Let us now proceed to addition and subtraction of dissimilar fractions. Again, addition and subtraction of dissimilar fractions. So when we say dissimilar fractions, what comes into your mind? There are unlike fractions. Okay po? They are unlike fractions. They are similar or they are not the same fractions. No? Parang ganun lang, no? There are 6 steps on how to add or subtract dissimilar fractions. No? Medyo marami po itong explanation ng aking ginawa. No? Cross-multiply the numerator of the first fraction and denominator of the second fraction. The second one, cross-multiply the numerator of the second fraction and the denominator of the first fraction. Cross it. Ito pa yung gagawa kayo ng parang butterfly. Number 3, multiply both denominators. Number 4, add or subtract the product of steps 1 and 2. Number 5, copy the new denominator of the new fraction. And last, number 6, simplify the new fraction if needed by getting its GCF and divide both numerator and denominator by the GCF to get its lowest terms. Now, we have here 2 examples at the same time. So, multiply. So, 1 times 3 or 3 times 1, vice versa po. Pwedeng no? So, 1 times 3 is 3. We put here, we form another fraction. Okay, so that is 3. Then the other side, we have this step number 2. Multiply the numerator of the second fraction to the denominator of the first fraction. That is 8 times 1. So 8 times 1 is 8. And of course, multiply both denominators of the fractions. 8 times 3, that is 24. Then add. 3 plus 8 is equal to 11. And copy the common denominator. You know, class, that 3 over 24 plus 8 over 24, pinag-isa ko na lang po sila. So, isa lang po yung vinculum nila. So, 3 plus 8 over 24. No? Pwede naman po 3 over 24 plus 8 over 24. No? Pwede natin isulat individually, no? As fractions. Again, the final answer is 11 over 24. Next, the second one we have here, 5/6 minus 2/5 is equal to, cross multiply again, 5 times 5 is 25, 6 times 2 is 12. Now, 25 minus 12 is 13. Mga pala, yung 6 times 5 we have here 30. Then, 25 minus 12 is 13. Then, copy the common denominator, 13 over 13 na po. And that is the final answer. Okay? Kailan po natin malalaman kapag na ito ay final answer? If the numerator is prime and denominator is already prime. So both numerator and denominator are prime already. Another tip, no? If the numerator is already prime, no, which is not divisible by that, no, from that denominator, so ibig sabihin that's final. Okay? So prime na po yung numerator, hindi naman po ma-divide ang denominator. So, as is na po, yun ang final answer. Okay? Next, we have here, adding unlike or dissimilar fractions. So, nasa dissimilar fractions naman po tayo ng, yan, ng 5, 6, another, no? 5, 6 plus 2/5. Ito po. So, cross multiply, that is 25. 6 times 2 is 12. Add lang po. Then 6 times 5 is 30. So, 25 plus 12 is 37 over 30. Pwede bang i-lowest term po ito?
Opo.
Opo. So, sa mix lang siguro, no? And that is 1. How many 30 do we have in 37? That is 1. And the remainder is 7. So, 1 is 7 over 30. Do you think that this is already a final answer? Yes.
Yes.
7 is prime and the 30 is not divisible by 7. Okay? So, hindi niya ma-divide po yung 30. 7 times 5, 35 na po. Okay? 7 times 4, 7, 14, 28. Hindi siya sa. Okay po? So, that's final. Next, another way of adding or subtracting dissimilar fraction. Another way po, ha? And this is what you call finding the LCD. Find the least common denominator LCD of two or more fractions. No? So we are talking about the LCM of the denominator. Since that is fraction and the LCD, we are looking for the LCD of their denominators. LCD po ang tawag natin. Okay, so number 1, factor each denominator into its prime. Number 2, list the primes, matching primes rather in column when possible. Number 3, bring down the columns. 4, multiply the factors rather. The product is the LCM of the denominators. And number 5, the LCM of the denominators is the LCD of the fractions. Sir, pareho ba yung LCM at saka LCD? So, if we are looking for the LCM, the given numbers are whole numbers. So when we say LCD, finding the LCD, the given are fractions. No, all you have to do is get the LCD of all the given fractions, no, of their denominators. So ganun lang po. For example, find the LCD of the fractions 7/12 and 5/18. Okay. Now, since we are looking for the LCD, yan. Yan pa yung 12 niya, yung denominator, at saka yung 18. Kahit alin dyan ang mauna ninyong gawin, na nakunin ang kanilang primes. So, factor each denominator into its primes. So, let's start with this 12. No? So, 3 times 4. Yes, sir, pwede naman yung 6, 2 times 6. Yes. But still, no? This 6 is what? Is composite. The 2 is already prime. Pwede naman po. Okay? Then, so ginawa ko lang 3 times 4. Then that 4, binilugan na yung 3 because that is already prime. Another factors of this 4, so 2 times 2. Bilugan niyo po yung dalawang 2 kasi they are already primes. Okay? Isunod naman natin po yung 18. Now, you have to think the factors of this 18. When you say factors, so yan pa yung mga numbers that if you are going to multiply, gives you 4. I'm sorry, 18. Okay po. So 3 times 6 is 6, 12, 18. And this 6 is composite. The 3 is already prime. Now, so kailangan pa rin i-factor yung 6. So 2 times 3. Tapos bibilugan na natin lahat. No, yung 3, 2, and 3 are already primes. Okay po. The next step to be done, list of 12 and the primes of 18 as well. Okay. Then what shall we do with this? Lining them up in columns when possible. So 12 equals 2 times 2 times 3. 18, 2 times 3 times 3. So, bakit po may pat lang dyan, sir? Oo, itinapat ko lang po dun sa kapareho niyang 3. No? Since wala nang 2, isa lang po. Yan. Ngayon, bring down the columns. Ito na po yung pag-bring down. So, 12, 2 times 2 times 2. 2 times 2 times 3, rather. 18, we have 2 times 3 times 3. Ayan po, meron po tayong common 2. So, copy po tayo ng isa. Meron pa tayong isang 2, i-bring down nyo lang po. Meron tayong common 3, bring down lang po, isa. Meron pa tayong 3, isa. Kumuha kayo ng kopya nyo. Okay? So, the LCM is by multiplying all the factors or all the prime factors. No? So, So 2 times 2 times 3 times 3. Yun na po. So 2 times 2 is 4 times 3 is 12. 12 times 3 is 36. Is it correct?
Opo.
So yan po yung sinasabi niya, multiply the factors, the product is the LCM. And of course, the LCM of 12 and 18 is 36. So the LCD of the fractions 7 over 12 and 5 over 18 is 36. Another, we have here, find the least common denominator of 9 over 20 and 8 over 35. Take a look. We have here the denominators 20 and 35. So we will get their primes separately. Now, the factors of 22 times 10, then since yung 10 ay composite, no? 2 times 5 po ang factors. Okay? So yung 2 dito, yung 5 dyan, prime factors na po sila. Okay? Next, proceed to 35. Ayan. So, mag-isip po kayo ng factors ng 35, that is 5 times 7. Parehong prime na po yung 5 and 7. They are already primes. Okay? So, ayan na po. Gagawin na natin yung ganitong process. So, 20 is equal to 2 times 2 times 5. Yung 35 naman, 5 times 7. Okay. Bring down 2. Bring down 2. Bring down 5. Yung merong common. Then, bring down 7. So, lahat ng ito, kapag minultiply mo, yan na po yung LCD. So, 2 times 2, 4 times 5 is 20. 20 times 7 is 140. So, the LCD is 140. That is another way of solving dissimilar fractions. Naintindihan? So, we will change the fraction into similar fractions. Kapag similar na sila, that's the time you're going to apply what you have studied or learned about adding and subtracting similar fractions. Okay. So, pinapalitan natin sila ng similar fractions. Ang paghahanap ng LCD po ay gagawin natin yung dissimilar fractions ng similar. Okay po? So, katulad nito. Another. Add. So, add po ang sabi niya, no? 8 over 35 and 9 over 20. Take a look. We have here, siyempre isusulat ninyo yung process ninyo. Siguro nung grade 5 ka na, anong process ang ginagawa ninyo? Pa-vertical or pa-horizontal ng ganon? It's up to you po kung ano pong gusto ninyong gawin. So, nasanay kayo ng vertical or horizontal? So, nasa inyo po kung anong gusto niyo. So, 8 over 35 plus 9 over 20. So, gagawin natin itong dalawang fractions na ito ng similar. Similar fractions. Kapag nagawa na natin, saka natin i-apply yung natutunan natin sa addition of similar fractions. Okay? Again, pwede po kayo mag-cross multiply. That is one of our method. Pangalawang method is to find their LCD. So the LCD of 35 and 20 is 140. And after that, 140 divided by 35 is 4. 4 times 8 is 32. 140 divided by 20 is 7. 7 times 9 is 63. So 32 plus 63 is 95. And copy the common denominator, which is 140. Tandaan niyo po yung sinabi ko, pwede pong 32 over 140 plus 60 over 140. So pinag-isa ko lang po using one vinculum. No? Ayan. So okay na po yun. Now, 32 plus 63 is 95 over 140. Now, tignan niyo po yung 95 over 140. Pwede ba natin paliitin?
Opo.
Yes. No? So, yung 95 at saka 140 ay pareho silang divisible by 5. Ayan. So, 95 divided by 5 is 19. 140 divided by 5 is 28. No? Meron pa ba silang common na, no? Para mapaliit pa natin. So, 19 and 28.
Wala na po.
Wala na po.
So, ibig sabihin, this is the final answer. Tandaan, ito na po yung process natin. Can you read the process? Number 1. Anyone? Volunteer? Just read. Please. Kahit
Orbe
sino na
po.
po. Okay, Orbe.
Number 1, get the LCD of the denominators.
Ayan, yun po yung number 1 natin. Kukunin muna natin yung LCD. Next, number 2. Sige, go.
Putong po.
Putong.
Wamelda po.
Yes, go. Putong, go.
Divide the LCD by the first denominator times the numerator and write the result as numerator of LCD.
Yan, of the LCD. Okay po? Ayan, you divide the LCD by the first denominator. Katulad nito. 140 divided by, ganun, 35 is 4 times. So, i-multiply nyo lang po yung ano. Divide the LCD by the first denominator times the numerator and write the result as numerator of the LCD. Number 3.
Bilya po.
Wamelda po.
Sige, go. Sige po. Welda?
Divide the LCD by the second denominator times the numerator of the second fraction and add it to result in step number 2.
Ayan. So, divide the LCD ng second. Ito naman po. So, 140 divided by 120. 140 divided by 20 is 7 times 9. That is 63. So, yun po yung sinasabi niya. Divide the LCD by the second denominator times the numerator, which is 9 of the second fraction, and add it to the result in the step number 2. Number 4.
Ulatan po.
Sige, ulatan.
Add the number on the top of the LCD.
Add the numerators on the top of the LCD. So, i-add lang natin yung numerators. So, 32 plus 63, that is 95. After adding, what is next? Number 5.
Ona po.
Yeah po.
Ona.
Write the new fraction and get its lowest term if needed.
Alright, so write the new fraction and get its lowest term if needed. Yun lang po yung gagawin niyo. I know, no? This is already studied, no? During, or when you, kailan ba? When you were grade 5, meron din kayong fraction nung grade 4.
Opo, meron po.
Meron.
Opo.
So, yun lang, pwedeng maliliit lang yung numbers. Okay? So, sinadya ko maliit lang po yung number para i-recall lang po sa inyo. No? Para ma-recall nyo po yung lesson ninyo noong LM kayo. Okay? Subtraction naman tayo. So, 9 over 20 minus 8 over 35. So, 100, siyempre, the LCD is still 140. So, 140 divided by 20, that is 7. 7 times 9 is 63. Binalitad ko lang din po. No? 140 divided by 35, that is 4 times 8, that is 32. And finally, mag-subtract po kayo ng numerator nung sagot natin, bagong fraction, with the LCD, which is 140. 63 minus 32 is 31, correct? Then copy the LCD or the common denominator, which is 140. Do you think this is already the final answer?
Opo.
Yes.
Opo. Tama po.
Yes. Okay. So, adding more than 2 dissimilar fractions using LCD. No, na siguro nakita niyo na hindi lang naman po dalawa ang pinag-add natin, no, ng dissimilar fractions. Pwedeng mas marami pa sa dalawa, 3, 4, 5. No? Tama? So, gawin natin 3 ngayon. Titignan natin. So, the given fractions are 5/3, 3/4, 5/6. So, we are going to add these 3 fractions, more than 2. Now, what do you think the LCD of these 3, 4, 6? It's 12. Paano ba? Ano bang method na alam niyo na mare-recall niyo during grade 4, grade 5, and grade 6? No? Yung looking for the, anong ginagawa niya? Yung divisible by 3, ganon. Pwede po. Pwede rin naman decomposition method. No? Ano pa yung mga method nyo? Basta sa LM, maraming method. So, ganito po. So, yung multiples of 3, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, and so on. Tama? Hahanapin nyo po yung lumabas na numbers na pare-pareho sila. So, yung unang-unang lumabas mula sa tatlo. So, 4, 8, multiples of 4, 4, 8, 12, plus 4, 16, plus 4, 20, plus
20,
4,
24,
4, and so on. Next, yung 6 naman po. 6
6,
plus
12,
6, 12, plus 6,
18,
18, plus 6,
24,
24.
24. Okay?
32,
Ano ang unang lumabas na mayroon sila pare-pareho?
12.
12 po.
Yun po yung tinawag natin least common denominator. Tandaan niyo ang ginagawang process lang natin ay 3 plus 3, 6 plus 3, 9 plus 3, 12. Ganun lang po yung gagawin nyo. Okay? Para hindi kayo mahirapan. 4 plus 4 is 8 plus 4 is 12 plus 4 is 16 and so on. So again, pansinin niyo yung unang lumabas na pare-pareho, yun po yung least common denominator. Kopyahin na ninyo, yun po yung ilalagay nyo denominator ng bago ninyong fractions. So 12, 12, 12. Pa-vertical ngayon tong ginawa ko, pinakita ko sa inyo. Siguro magtataka kayo, oo nga, ganyan yung method namin nung last year, nung grade 6 kami. Pwedeng ganun ang mga masasabi ng inyong mga kaklase. Okay po? So, yung 12 i-divide natin doon sa numerator, sa denominator ng first fraction. Denominator ng first fraction. So, 12 divided by 3 is 4.
4.
Tama ba? Times 5.
Tama po.
Times 5. That is 20. Correct?
20.
Yan. Alam ba ninyo na yung 5/3 na yan at saka yung 20 over 12 ay pareho? They are equal? Yes or no?
Yes po.
Yes,
Yes po.
they are
Yes
equal.
Yes.
Equal na po sila. No? Ito ang lowest term niya. Ito po yung ilo-lowest term pa lang. Okay? Next, 12 divided by 4 is 3. Tama ba? 3 times 3 is 9. Okay, syempre, yung 3/4 ay pareho ng 9 over 12. Next, 12 divided by 6 is 2. 2 times 5 is 10. Tama ba?
Opo.
Yes.
Opo.
Ngayon, ito po yung kanilang equivalent fractions. No? Kung sila po ang mga lowest term, 5/3, 3/4, 5, 6, sila naman po yung ka-equal nila na pwede pang i-lowest or paliitin. Okay, so mag-add na tayo ngayon ng numerators. Okay, you are going to add all the numerators. 20 plus 9 plus 10, that is 39.
39 po.
So 39 over 12.
12.
Okay, so what type of fraction is this? 39 over 12.
Improper po.
Unproper or
Improper po.
fraction. So improper fraction po to, you can write
Kasi-
or you can change this improper fraction to mixed number. Wherein the fractional part is in the form of, or which is already in a lowest term. So 3 and 3/12. So pansinin niyo that 3 and 3/12 or yung fractional part of it ay hindi pa siya naka-lowest term. Okay? So ilo-lowest term nyo muna. Tandaan, ang pagsosolve or pag-add or subtract ng fractions, lagi ninyong pinipresent yung sagot ninyo nasa lowest term. Okay po? So, hindi na kailangan sabihin. No? Laging naka-lowest term. Simplified answer ang tawag nila. Okay? Naintindihan?
Opo.
Okay.
Opo.
So, adding and subtracting mix naman po tayo. Adding and subtracting mix. So, we have here the first fraction is mix 2 and 8 over 9. The other one is proper, plus 4 over 9. If this will be the case, class, yung whole number nung mix na 2, ilagay nyo lang, kopyahin nyo lang. Tapos yung, 12 over 9, pwede rin naman pong So, anong gagawin natin dyan? So, kopyahin nyo lang. Yes? Naintindihan? Kopyahin nyo lang yung whole
Opo.
number 2. Tapos, 8 plus 4, 12 over 9. Bakit? Yes. Kasi nagiging like din naman like fractions na po sila or similar fractions. Yung 8 over 9 at saka 4 over 9 ay like fractions na. Okay? Ngayon, so 2 and 12 over 9, yung fractional part ng mix na ito na 2 and 12 over 9 ay mas mataas po. So improper fraction, so what shall we do with this? No? Ilo-lowest term pa natin, paliitin pa ito. Okay? That 12 has 1 9 from
1 po.
itself. Okay? So that 12 has 9, no? 1 9 itself. So ilalabas po natin yung isang 9 diyan, may remainder na 3. So 2 plus 1 na po yung mga whole numbers natin. Tapos yung fraction natin ay 3 over 9. What's next? Pagsamahin na po yung 2 at saka
Pagsamahin yung whole numbers.
po. Tapos yung 3 over 9 ay pwede pang
I-lowest term.
Western po.
So that 3 and 9 are both what? Divisible by?
3 po.
Divisible by 3.
Yes. So we have 3. 3 divided by 3 is 1. 9 divided by 3 is 3. Therefore, your final answer is 3 and 1/3. Dito naman sa fractions po. Sa subtraction naman po. So, given 2 and 8 over 9 minus 1 and 4 over 9. Okay, yung mga whole number po natin, kopyahin nyo lang 2 minus 1.
1.
And 8 minus 4 is 4.
4 po.
4 po.
2 minus 1 is 1. Then copy 9. 1 and 4 over
4.
9. Okay. Do you think yun na yung final answer natin?
Opo.
Opo. Yan na po.
Hindi naman divisible by 2 yung 4 ay yung 9, no? Yung 4 lang, hindi rin naman po divisible by 3 yung 4, only the 9. So, yun na po ang final answer. Okay? Next, adding and subtracting mixed fractions again. Ito rin ba yun kanina? No? Yes. So, meaning to say you are now ready to face the activities. Activity number 1 and activity number 2. Okay? So, ready na kayo dito? Sige nga.
Opo.
Sige. I will make it as your seat work. No? So, I'll give you 5 minutes. Okay po? I'll give you 5 minutes. Is it fine? Mahaba na ba yung 5 minutes? Yes.
Tama na po yun,
Sakto
sir.
po.
Tama na po niya.
Sakto lang po.
Okay. So, kailangan po nating i-end to. No? Then after 5 minutes, mag-check na tayo. Sa pangalawa ninyong gagawin, ito po yung activity number 2. Then, ayan. O sige, start. Get your math notebook and your ball pen. So kung wala kayong math notebook, you can use any scratch paper. Okay? Tapos na?
Di pa po.
Malapit na po.
Okay. Okay, done?
Done po.
Na po, sir.
Done na po.
How about the rest?
Done na po. Done na po.
Done na po.
Okay, so let me see. You check your own paper. Let me see how honest you are. What is your answer, Putong? Saan si Putong? Anyone who would like to answer? Oh, sige, Putong, go ahead.
Ako po.
Sige, Putong, go.
1 and 7, 45.
Over 45. That is correct. Okay, so may hiwalay ko lang ha. X number 2,
Orbe po.
orbe.
1 and 27 over 77.
Very good. Okay. Next, number 3.
Mamak po.
Mamak, go.
1 and 5 over 6.
5 over 6. Other answer?
Improper po yun. Orbe po.
Orbe.
1 and 1 over third.
1 and 1/3. Okay,
Opo.
so 1 and 1/3. Mamak, okay na? Bakit namali ka?
Sir, nagkamali po ko nang nasabi po sa number.
Okay, sige, okay lang. Next, number 4. Sige, Mamak, it's your turn. It's your turn. If you would like to give your answer for this number 4. Do you have answer? May sagot ka sa number 4?
Opo.
O sige, go.
1 and 1/3 po.
1 and
1
1/3
over.
din. Okay, so 1 and 1/3 din po ang sagot. Next.
Orbe po.
Putong po.
Wala nang iba?
Mamak po.
Wala nang iba. Mamak and Orbe.
Putong po.
Putong. Sige, Putong, go.
1 and 1/3 po.
1 and 1/3 din. Okay. Ano ba yan, sir? Very easy naman yung ginawa mo. Yes. So, it's very easy. So, nakikita nyo po? Naintindihan?
Opo.
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 Ayan. So our answer for that number 1 is 1 and 7 over 45. Number 2 is 1 and 27 over 77. Number 3, 1 and 1/3. Number 4, 1 and 1/3. Number 5, 1 and 1/3. Okay. So, pakibilang po ang score ninyo, then your next activity to be done. Another 5 minutes? Sige, go. So, practice more. Sige, we still have an activity number 2. Meron pa. This is about subtraction of fractions. Tapos na?
Done po.
Opo.
Ayun
Opo,
nila.
sir. Tapos na po.
42, 37, 42. Sige, last 1 minute. Like fractions naman to yung 3, 4, 5. So, madali lang po ito. Dito lang tayo medyo sa numbers 1 and 2. Okay, so as is po, you have to check your own paper. So let me see. So let's start number 1. Ready?
Ready po.
Opo.
Ready na?
Opo.
Opo.
Paki-thumbs up po kung ready na. Thumbs up po. Or raise your hand na lang po kung ready na. How about the rest? Cecilia, you're not yet done. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so number 1. Would like to answer number 1? Vilya, can you do it? What is your answer, Vilya? Wala. Konos. Sige, yes. Wala.
Orbe po.
How about the rest? Olila. Olila? Olila. Wala. Cecilia. Wala, Diyos ko po. Ang dali-dali eh. Bakit? Nahihiya
Orbe
kayo?
po.
Sige, go.
Ako po.
Orbe.
2/45 po.
2/45. Hindi naman po mahirap eh. Next. Number 2. Number 2 po, putong. Sila na lang po ang magsasagot. Sila lang po ang may, nakakaintindi ng lesson natin. Sige,
6/77 po.
6/77. Next, number 3.
Orbe po.
May sagot ka na, Olila? Wala pa. Olila. Konos. Samantha?
Wait lang. 1/6 po.
1/6. That
Putong
is
po.
number 3.
Ay, hindi po pala, sir.
Orbe.
1/3 po pala.
Ano? 1/3?
1/3 po. Nagkamali po ako ng...
Alright, so that's fine. Next. Next number.
Ona po.
Bettina.
1/6 po.
Is it 1/6?
Orbe po.
Orbe.
-1/6 po.
-1/6. So, mas mataas po yung, so ibig sabihin, mas mataas po yung 9/12 kaysa 7/12. Okay po? Next.
Opo.
Next. Wala na?
Berador po. 2/15 po.
Sino yan? Si Zyril? Ano sagot mo, Zyril?
2/15 po.
2/15. So, that is correct. Okay po? So, tama po ang ating mga sagot. Again. So, tignan natin ulit. Number 1 is 2/45. Number 2, that is 6/77. Number 3 is 1/3. Number 4 is -1/6. And number 5, that is 2/15. So, any question? Question
No.
po?
Wala po.
Wala.
Wala
na
po.
Okay. So, ibig sabihin, tatapusin na natin ang ating lesson. Do you know? Or my question is how to add fractions. Sige nga. Bago nating tapusin. How to add fraction or similar fractions lang. How to add similar fractions. Sige, go.
Putong po.
Putong.
Add the numerator and copy the denominator.
The common denominator. And,
Copy the denominator po.
opo, then, get its lowest term if
If
needed.
needed.
Okay po. How to subtract similar fractions naman po. How to subtract similar fractions. Anyone? Sige, speak up. Wala?
Putong po.
Putong again, where is Orbe?
Mamak po.
Mamak, sige, go Mamak.
First, dissimilar fraction po ba, sir?
No. What do you call that?
Similar.
Subtraction of similar fractions. Similar po, like,
Sige po. First, make sure the bottom numbers, the denominators are the same. Second, add subtract the top numbers, the numerators. Put that answer over the denominator. 3. Simplify the fraction if needed.
okay, sakto. Okay, naintindihan? So, how to add dissimilar fractions naman po? Dissimilar. How to add dissimilar fractions. You can apply the two methods. So, what are the two methods that we have? The first one is what we call the cross multiplication, butterfly method. And the second one is what we call finding the LCD. To rewrite all the fractions or the given fractions to what? Similar fractions. Then that's the time you're going to go back to the process of adding and subtracting similar fractions. Okay po? With that, so maraming salamat po